Mandy-Summer Chapter 3. Matron Bridie didn't wait to summon Mandy to her study. She bore down on her one day immediately after breakfast was over. Mandy spun around as her name was called. Her stomach kicked in panic as Matron's ample figure approached, reminding the already guilty child of a ship advancing under full sail. "Mandy." "Yes, ma'am." "Have you been taking things from the orphanage?" A pause. "What things, ma'am?" "Cutlery, crockery, some dry goods. Have you?" Another pause. "No, ma'am." "I want the truth, Mandy." Mandy felt that she was suffocating. She tried to look at Matron, tried to smile, but a pulse was beating at the side of her mouth. "Mandy, something is the matter with you these days. I don't know what it is, but I do wish that you would consider telling me about it." Matron swept past her, leaving Mandy in a frightful state of anxiety. The following morning, Matron assembled the entire orphanage in the dining room. She spoke in a very stern voice. "Somebody in this house, I don't know who, has been taking certain items, and I want it stopped immediately. I am giving her 1 week in which to return them. If they are put back by the end of this week, there will be no punishment, and I will say no more about it. However," Matron paused and looked at the children. Mandy wanted to yell at the top of her voice, "It was me! I took them!" But she bit her lip and remained silent. "If they are not returned, and I do find the culprit," Matron continued, "and I assure you that I will, then I shall be very angry indeed." The children buzzed with excitement. Who could it be? Who could have done such a silly thing, and for what reason? Mandy went to her room and lay on the bed. She felt sick and very unhappy. Did Matron know that she had taken the things? Did she address the entire orphanage just to make her feel bad? Mandy couldn't be sure, but she was sure of one thing. This terrible feeling inside her had to be stopped. She couldn't live with her conscience much longer. She had been lying about her activities for so long now that each day the strain seemed harder to bear. Now, to have the extra burden of guilt about the stolen goods was just too much. Mandy decided there was at least one thing she could do to make herself feel better. She could return the items she had taken, and as quickly as possible. She resolved to try to work overtime at the Jennings store on Saturdays in order to buy her own cups and plates and knives and spoons, and that is exactly what she did. By the end of the week, Mandy had returned everything except the soap flakes, which had already been used. That Saturday and the next, Mandy worked a full day and was able to make enough money to purchase a plastic cup and saucer and a plate, then a knife and fork and spoon. She had enough money left over for a good strong kitchen knife and a can opener. She felt much better about it and wondered that she hadn't thought to work overtime before. It took hours away from her precious weekends, but it was a good way to make the extra money she needed. Matron made no more mention of the stolen goods, and things seemed to return to normal.